Hi guys, my name is Dan Bragg. I'm the founder and CEO of BragDeal. For those of you that don't already know, we are actually a web design and graphic design company in Vancouver. We help small businesses to large businesses with their website needs, graphic design, video animation, marketing, you name it. This is going to be our vlog series for our company, and we're going to go over quite a few different topics over time, but to start off with, we want to go over what are the things you want to look into when hiring a graphic designer. So you are at the point that you're looking for that web designer. Maybe you are on Craigslist, Kijiji, or maybe a friend referred you somebody, and now the obvious step would be to look at their portfolio. Now that sounds all common sense, but a lot of clients that call me, actually I find out 5 to 10 minutes throughout the conversation, is they actually haven't even looked at my past work. And that's interesting to me because I would assume you would want to know what my design skills are like, what are the standards that you are after, because if those are not met, there's no point in doing business together. Let's say you've reviewed the website, you like everything you see, the portfolio looks great, it's up to your liking. The next step is to actually give them a call. Now, a professional that actually does it for a living will pick up the phone right away, potentially give you a text message saying they're in a meeting, we'll call you back shortly. If they don't pick up the phone, they should tell you something about the way they do business. Now, yes, it is possible they are in a long meeting. It is possible they might be even away. You want to consider all those things when starting a business relationship with somebody. Let's say you are finally talking to them on the phone. You want to take into account the way they speak, the way they present themselves, and of course, do they sound like they know what they're talking about? If they are a new person in the business or they're a sales rep that doesn't know the product well, that'll come across very easily, and you can tell without much experience the person is not very knowledgeable in the field. While you're talking to them on the phone or while you're getting all the information you need, you want to make sure they are doing their part by taking notes or listening and asking the right questions. But more importantly, what you need to be prepared for is a budget. When you're calling in, you need to know what you're willing to spend. Most likely add a little bit to it on top, because chances are you're never going to get what you're hoping for as far as budgeting goes. And then be prepared to understand the difference between somebody that does it as a hobby and somebody that does it as a career. If you are willing to spend only $200 to get yourself a full website, you're most likely going to get somebody that does it as a hobby, not a professional, and you're going to get equal results. The old saying, you get what you pay for. So what you want to consider is, if you do hire that professional, you are going to be getting much higher quotes, and the results will speak for themselves. The last thing you want to do is get a website for very, very cheap. Your business is doing really well during a hot season, and then something happens, it crashes, something doesn't work, and next thing you know, you're going to be struggling, hiring somebody really quickly, paying top dollar to get it fixed, and that will put you in a bigger hole than should have been if you'd done it correctly from the start. Now it comes down to actually meeting them after you've reviewed the portfolio, you talk to them on the phone, you got your rough numbers. You now have to meet them to see who you're going to be working with. If you skip that step, that's really not recommended. You want to make sure you know the person for obvious reasons. You don't know if they do it as a professional or maybe they're just doing it to get a quick buck and leave out of the country. You want to make sure your money is safe. That might sound obvious, but there are some clients that are just so rushing to get the project done, they're not willing to even meet. So if the developer or the freelancer is not willing to meet you, that should raise red flags for you, because there is a reason for that. Whether they're lazy or being shady or whatever the case is, you want to ensure that they're willing to cooperate and at least get to know who you are if this is going to be a long-term business relationship. When you do finally meet them, you got to look at the overall structure of everything, not just by aesthetically what they're wearing, because of course dress shirt and having a nice binder is great, but maybe they're just a designer that likes funky clothes. You want to make sure that the way they present themselves, whether it's business skills or not, is they're prepared for the meeting. They know what they're talking about. They have their printouts ready as far as a sample quote, other work they've done in the past. They have a business card that they give you right away at the beginning of the meeting, because all those things will show you the structure and the delivery that they're going to be working when making your website or graphic design that they're going to do for you. Comes the end of the meeting now, and you go home, you analyze everything. or in general, maybe even during the meeting, you want to trust your gut feeling. If your gut feeling tells you something is wrong, chances are you're right. If they are giving you weird vibes, or if they're telling you something that you believe they might be wrong on, but you, in your mind, you argue that, either address the concern and see the way they're rebuttaling it, or don't address it at all and move on to the next developer. There's many out there that are willing to work and answer all your questions the right way. Just to summarize everything we've talked about, you want to make sure that you do your due diligence, check their portfolio. You call them, make sure you feel out how they are on the phone, get the rough idea of who they are and what they're like. Obviously meet them, trust your gut feeling, and then see if you want to continue doing business together. And this will be the end of the first video. Just wanted to put a quick guideline of what to follow when hiring a designer. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. Like and share our video, and make sure you subscribe for weekly videos as well. If you have any direct questions, feel free to email us at support@bragdeal.com. And until next time, we will see you guys on the next video.